Hi, good day all. Asa from Creative Fairy Designs, and today's episode we are going to learn how to use vellum in our junk journal. And I'll just quickly show you a few of them and then we'll get started. This is a bookmark. It can work as a bookmark and also a belly band. Using the same technique, vellum craft paper and a piece of mesh, we can also use it as a bookmark and a belly band with a cute little paper clip to the side. This is a pocket. It's a layered pocket using a craft paper and vellum. This is an envelope using just plain vellum, plain frosted vellum, and this is a closure for it. And inside is a cute envelope, and we can put our little hidden notes or tags or cards or whatever we wish to inside here. And it's tied neatly with a bow, a blue bow, to match the design. And it's a really simple, beautiful outcome. And the other one, it's just plain vellum with a gold design and a gold trim. And this is another one. This is what we're going to use as a vellum insert. It's just plain frosted vellum, and inside it's cardstock with a design, and it's a pocket where you can put everything. And we are just going to insert this into our journal. This is another one where I did a little doodling and added as a tipping into my journal. And this is another one. This is where I made my own vellum paper, which I will do at some point in time, and I added as an insert. So stay with me and let's get started. And now we're going to use this envelope with a vellum wrap and a tie, and we can add this in our journal. And this template or this design, there's one in my previous videos where I had 9 envelopes where you could just download. The download link is attached in that video. And you stick it down. Use the bone folder to help crease it down. And or tag or whatever we decide to put in this envelope is going to go in here. So we're just going to fold over the top. We are not going to enclose it. We are not going to attach anything because we're going to put a vellum wrap over it. And now we're going to make the wrap for our envelope. And to do this, I've just used a plain size of vellum and just cut it like double the size of the envelope. Fold it over like this, like if you're going to fold over an invitation. Place the envelope inside. It's just a simple, very, very simple wrap. And I've used a navy blue ribbon to match the design and place it over, tie it. And tie a bow. And this is it, our envelope. So there are a couple of reasons why you would want to use vellum in your journal. Firstly, it's really a nice, pretty paper. The feel is nice and it gives that softness, adds that softness to your journal. And secondly, it reduces bulk and it just makes your journal look really pretty and attractive. So firstly, I'm going to cut this. This is printed on vellum paper. Printing on vellum paper involves a technique, and I will show you that at some later point in time. Today, we're just going to be designing with vellum. So firstly, I'm going to cut this out, and we are going to make a vellum insert. So vellum paper, it can tear pretty quickly. So just take your time while cutting it. Even the way you cut vellum, even the cutting aspect, it feels so lovely and so nice. I just love working with paper, and vellum paper is one of my most favorite type of paper to use, especially in journals. So now that we have this cut, we're just going to make a vellum insert for our existing journal. And the journal we're going to use is the cottagecore journal, which we made previously. The video is there if you need to check it out. So firstly, fold this in half. And because it's already decorated, there's no need to put anything else in here. This in itself is enough and sufficient to make our journal simply gorgeous. So I'm just going to look for a page. So to insert this vellum as a vellum insert, we are going to use the cottagecore journal, which we made earlier on. You can check out the video if you have not. It's a step-by-step process to make this entire journal. And if you recall that this journal we made a no-sew journals. Most of the journals that I do, or at least all of them so far, are no-sew. And this is where we use the unwaxed thread. So I'm just going to flip to a page that is not so busy, because this is a pretty gorgeous page standing by itself. Your vellum, and pass it under the thread, and we have left room in this thread as we go along. See how simply gorgeous it looks. And this is another quick and simple way how you can use vellum to add that finesse to your junk journal. So this here is a pocket that I've cut off. It's a template for a pocket with a curved corner. These are available free, this design, this template. Send me an email if you wish to have it. And I've just folded the edges this way. And then to the edge of the vellum, I used a pencil and I drew the outline of the curve so it can match with the distress ink here. And now I'm going to glue it on to the pocket. And you see that little finesse it gives to our pockets. So I'm going to stick it down. And then we can place it in our journal. I think it will match nicely here. And we can just stick it in our journal just like this. And we are going to make another journal insert. This time we're going to use plain vellum. And I'm just going to cut off the remaining piece of a vellum that I had used, the one to do the scalloped envelope. I love the feel of vellum. It actually feels beautiful, just like how it looks. And even though vellum is a fragile, delicate paper, it can be pretty sturdy as well. Make nice pockets and holds up really well. Okay, so this is my vellum that I have. I'm going to fold it in half to get the inserts. And I'm going to use this. This is just a printable that I have. You can use any paper that you have, scrapbook, decorative. Anyone wanting a print, just send me an email. It's free. And I'm going to place it in here, and look how beautiful it looks. It's so delicate and soft and feminine. And I'm going to make a pocket. So I'm just averaging where to cut. So I went ahead and cut the pocket and scored the edges and tapered the edges. Now I'm going to stick it inside our vellum. Place some glue. And we want to do this little extra part, which is where we score and we leave that inch or that space in for our pockets, because we want our pockets to be able to hold whatever items we put in there with enough room without it being too tight. Use your bone folder to assist. And just fold it over. And now we're going to use actual vellum paper. We have a nice pretty lace pattern printed here. We're going to use this vellum printed paper to make a belly band. So we just cut out our images. Inexplainable. So for this, we're going to use the vellum in the travel journal, the travel journal that I made in the previous video. All the tutorials are there. All the printables are free. Email me if you wish to have any. And I specifically chose this because I wanted to put the belly band on this page so it can match. I need to cut this down a little bit more, which I'm going to do so. So after we have cut the belly band, we're just going to make this a soft. Of course, if it's a clear vellum without any prints, you are free to decorate it however you wish. But I don't feel the need to decorate this because it's already decorated, and so is the page. Taper the edges. And place it right on your page where you would like to have the belly band. In this case, I would like to place it here. Use the bone folder to press it down. And do you see it's a simple page, a simple journal spread. It's a little handwriting with autumn. It is actually a travel journal, and just the addition of this vellum, it's beautiful. And this is another way which we can use vellum. I took a plain piece of vellum and I drew around in a purple color pencil, and I colored the inside in white color pencil, and it looks really pretty, really nice. You can do all your doodles in and just add it like a tip in. I'll show you one just so we can understand how this is a color pencil. It's almost like a gold, and just do your nice little doodles. In this case, I'm just doing leaves. Draw another one here. You can draw a border around. You can even take the color pencil and color a border around. Just any type of doodles that you're comfortable drawing. And it's a good way to use up all those extra color pencils that you have. And you don't only have to use a color pencil, you could use any medium. You can use inks, gel pens, paint brushes, acrylic paints, or whatever you have. Just bring your artistic drawings to life, because again, junk journaling is the best way for creativity. And then we're going to use this as a tip-in to stick to our journal. The journal we're using to stick this in is the one we made previously, but the large envelope. This is using a large envelope. So we're just going to flip to this page or any page and just use it as a tip-in. So just fold it approximately 1/2 inch. Apply your glue. And add it inside to the page. And there's barely any type of bulk. And this way we also get to add extra to our journal. In this case, it's a page. And it's a hand-drawn page. And now we're going to add another journal vellum insert into our journal. We're using the same journal from earlier on. And for this, we're just going to do it slightly different. Just one edge. You know, texture and variance is really important to add character and dimension to your journaling. It just gives that extra flair and attitude to your journal, and that's what we want. So we're just going to cut like a jagged edge. You can tear it if you wish. Just that jagged feel, just a one edge, and then fold it and add it into the journal, just like this. And you see how creating your own vellum gives that vibrancy to your page, because this is just a regular printed paper, and I will do a tutorial and show you how to create your own vellum. And you can also make use of any tad space there is, especially where you inserted the signature. For this one, I'm going to use Fabitac because it's a tad bit close to the fabric. And attach it on. And this is why I like vellum. And you can always keep this strip that you cut for a page edge or so. And this is why I like vellum, because it can always be added after without disturbing your journaling process. And also, it does not add bulk to your journal. And that way you can get more to fit, more pockets, etc. And now we're going to decorate another envelope using plain vellum and decorate it with gold. vellum, the white, the off-white color, the frosted white with gold. It's an amazing look. So I used a gold colored pencil from earlier on, and I'm just drawing this over, and I drew the curved opening for the envelope, and this is how I did it. And then cut it with the scissors. So vellum can be pretty delicate, so take your time while cutting. It's not like cardstock. And we're going to cut here because this is not actually an envelope. We're going to be sticking it on to our journal. And this way you get more use of the paper. So just take your colored pencil again and darken the edges with the gold because we want that gold look at the end, and then we're going to come back and decorate it with gold. Now we're going to take our design and place it on cardstock. Now this is gold cardstock. I'm sure you have gold board. Any type of gold cardstock will work just to get that glitter effect. And just trace it over. Twice, because we want this gold to be slightly above here, so maybe like half of an inch. Just follow the line, and this is why we trace it twice to get our curves all in there. And then cut it out. And now that it is cut off to the same shape as the envelope, we're placing it above like this and sticking it down. And here I've cut out 3 parts of trimming. It's a gold trimming just to attach to the edges of our envelope or pocket really. And I'm using Fabitac for this because it's a fabric lace. Attach the 2 edges. Now this journal, when I made this journal, already had vellum pockets. I will show you them. These are the vellum pockets that I made earlier on for this journal. So that's just another way. You can look at the tutorial, and I'm going to add this pockets to one of the pages here. Okay, and I think I'll add the pocket this way and just stick it down on the journal. And now we're going to make a bookmark for our journal using vellum and brown paper. So first measure the width of how you would like your bookmark and also how tall you would like it. Then measure the vellum. The vellum has to be smaller than the bookmark because the vellum is going inside, overlaying the brown. For that, I've used craft paper. And the vellum I'm using is 90 pound. So it would go like this. And then we're going to use the zigzag scissors and cut the pattern. Take the brown craft paper, stick the vellum on top of the craft paper, and this is a piece of brown mesh that I used also in front of the book when we designed it. And I used the same mesh inside and just stuck it on. And see how pretty it looks? And this is it for our bookmark. And now moving on to the next item, we're going to make another bookmark, or it can work as a belly band. So here I have craft paper, and this is a decorative stamp, decorative edge stamp. I'm just going to punch the edges. On both sides. Don't know why the stamp seems to be hard to press down. And then I'm going to do the same with the vellum. Now, if you don't have a decorative stamp, you can do any design you wish. You can do any doodle. You can cut out a design. But I'm just showing you the different ways, if you do have these mediums at your disposal, that we can use this versatile vellum paper. Okay. And then we repeat the same step we did before. We stick it down. And then we're going to decorate with a piece of lace. This is the one that I've chosen. And when you add lace to vellum, vellum is such a beautiful paper, and lace is just as beautiful. So the outcome is really nice. It's really nice and feminine. You'll see what I'm speaking about in a moment. And that's it. That's all you have to do to decorate it. And then you can attach it with a paper clip to your journal. And this can also be used as a belly band or a bookmark.